Yes, sir. General, if I may, they are, or were, Enclave. My soldiers. If anything, we could put them to work on the rig. We're gonna need a lot of manpower for the restoration efforts. Yes, sir. Stand down, officer. We're looking for some remnants. We've secured command and need to regroup. You're addressing a superior officer, Lieutenant, and you will treat them with respect. You need to be quick. This is a time-sensitive mission. Okay. You're not making a great impression. Cover me, if needed. I don't know exactly what we'll find. You can take point. Let's continue. I'm sure you'll be an asset to us. Speaking of which, I've got a mission I could use your help with. Survivors that escaped the oil rig like I did. Most likely a mix of soldiers and technicians. Both of which we sorely need. Congratulations, Lieutenant. So, about that mission. It looks like they've got an officer captive here. We'll need to fight our way to them. Ready? I wasn't expecting so much resistance. Looks like an officer was taken hostage. We need to get to them. Ready? Ready to free the officer? It might be a while before people respond to General Ward's call. And we need manpower now. I had heard rumors about a group of remnants scavenging for supplies around the Commonwealth. Now, I think I have a lead on where they might be. If we can get to them, I'm sure they'll join us on the oil rig. I'd like you to back me up. Where are you going? You're leaving the AO. I'm gonna make my way to the bunker now, Lieutenant. Meet me outside. Excellent. Thank you for the information. Understood. Try to hurry. We might not have long. Good. Meet me at the rendezvous point. I'll mark it on your Pip-Boy. Eliminate the hostiles keeping the officer captive, and then find out if they have the location of more remnants. Incredible. A lot. I'll fill you in on the details later, but suffice to say that with the help of the lieutenant, we've managed to secure the oil rig. Now I'm trying to track down survivors and bring them back. Just about. Your expertise is sorely needed, though. Lieutenant, let's rendezvous at the oil rig. Thank you for the help. I wasn't expecting to run into Stanley, but I'm glad we did. I've got the key. Let's head inside. I don't have any further orders for you right now. I'm interested in seeing what happens when Myers repairs the transmitter. I recommend joining us in the communications room tomorrow, and seeing if General Ward has any success contacting anyone. Until then, you're dismissed, Lieutenant. We're counting on you, Stanley. Having contact with High Command means we can put through equipment and personnel requisitions. Assuming they've started caring about the oil rig again? No, sir. He must have come to office after we evacuated the oil rig. General Ward, this is Chief Engineer Myers. He was stationed here before the evacuation. The lieutenant and I found him amongst other survivors. That is not how you talk about your colleagues. Chief Engineer Myers is an incredible asset to us. Yes, sir. Thank you, Stanley. I'll have a vertibird ready to collect you. Stanley? Aren't you a sight for sore eyes? He's been maintaining the oil rig since before I was stationed here. With him back, our chances at rebuilding just got a lot better. I'll remind you that you're serving in the Enclave, not some freelancing mercenary. I've got some ammo I could spare. Here you go. It's a good thing we found you. One of those names sounds familiar, but I'm not entirely sure why. Either way, this is helpful information. Good job. Let me take a look. Mass fusion, huh? Nicely done, Captain. This is a good lead. I imagine we'll make our way there in the near future. You should hand it over to General Ward. Your son? Listen, you've done enough to earn my trust, but you might not want to say that out loud. It might cause complications, okay? Good old Myers delivers again. I can't imagine many people have been in there and lived to tell the tale. I'll see you back at base, Captain. So, what did you find from the Institute? Intel? Anything to help with our power issues? I see. So, how are you getting on with the rest of your objectives? I need you to be honest with me, Captain. This is important. Don't make me pull rank. Now we can all move on. From my point of view, you were zapped by an enormous laser. It looked pretty lethal to me. You found her? I'm impressed. Though I'll admit part of me was hoping you wouldn't. What do you know? You've got more information on Vanessa? Progressing with your objectives? You'd better get back to it quick. Both General Ward and the Senator are eager to get your intel. That holotape is interesting and worrying. So this Courser has new orders for Vanessa? You can bet those orders have something to do with us. Either way, this is a good lead. Follow that courser's trail, and it'll lead you straight to Vanessa. Go ahead and track them down, Captain. Let me know if you need backup once you've found them. They're in Macra's fish packing? I guess that makes sense. Fairly secluded, probably still regrouping after we cleared them out of the depot. I'll meet you there. I want to see how this plays out for myself, and you might need the backup. Look, General Ward is a smart man. We might not see eye to eye on everything, but I think the Enclave needs someone like him. The thing is, when Vanessa comes up, he loses focus. He becomes reckless. I know it must be hard on him, with the loss of his family so fresh in his mind. The sooner he's able to move on, the better. Although I suppose killing that synth will help him move on. I take it you're an Institute courser? I'm here to help the captain. If they're friendly, then so am I. Glad to see you're alive and well. Made it to the Institute? Captain, working through the General's orders. So what was it you found about Vanessa? Trying to put a stop to this insanity. Treason! It'd be treason if I knowingly let us walk headfirst to our death. But we need to put that to one side for now. I've heard from Myers. He thinks he's found the solution to the oil rig's power issues. I can't let you go until we've spoken, and I know where you stand. Yeah, please do. I'm not blind to the fact that in the short term, there's going to be a lot of confusion and pain from the loss of such high-ranking officials. No, not at all. For now, I'm the interim commander of the Massachusetts Division of the Enclave. All going well, I'll assume the station permanently sometime in the future. Unfortunately, it is. All right. To be honest with you, I'd hope to avoid engaging the Institute. What? We really don't have time for this, Major. It's all coming together. You've got this, Myers. Oh, am I? All right. So, what do you say? But I think you knew about that already. From what he said, it's the key to fixing the oil rig's power output levels. Only problem? The Institute wanted to. Badly. You don't know how relieved I am to hear that. Thank you. I can't go through with this. You do what you need to do, but my journey with the Enclave is over. Whatever happens next, you won't see me again. I know how this looks. Yes, on General Ward and Senator Matthews' death, I become the interim base commander. But I promise, this isn't a power grab for the sake of it. This is just so I can put the brakes on their plan. My back is against the wall here, Major. This is the only thing I can do. It's no secret General Ward and I haven't seen eye to eye for a while. I think it's best if I stay away, so his death can't be traced to me. I'll be at the Army Depot until the deed is done. Obviously, I don't need to tell you that you can't gun them down in cold blood. I'm sorry it had to end this way. He may act like a goofball, but believe me, he knows what he's doing. If he says he'll get something done, he will. That's too risky. We get it wrong, we might end up releasing the FEV ourselves. We need to put a stop to this before it gets that far. I hope you reconsider. I need your help to pull this off. Please, hear me out. What's it going to be? As I was saying, what is it, Major? For as long as I can remember, Enclave scientists have been trying to modify the FEV to attack mutated tissue in some way or another. Matthews wants Dr. Kane's strain to be as aggressive and indiscriminate as possible. And there's the problem. People like you and General Ward, Enclave personnel who haven't been exposed to radiation for extended periods of time, the FEV wouldn't touch you. But people like me, Enclave remnants who've had to scavenge the wastes for years, we've been exposed to enough radiation that the FEV would end us. And once people catch wind of the FEV, I guarantee they will all band together to destroy the Enclave. They'd be fighting for their survival. Look, I'm sure the Senator's peddling this ideal of a world without mutation. If it were that easy, I'd be right there with him. The reality of this is, if Senator Matthews gets his way, the repercussions will be unfathomable. It really is. Listen to me carefully. You cannot go along with this plan. According to our intel, the agitator is at the old mass fusion headquarters, and I expect the Institute is planning to get it ASAP. Of course, I still believe in the Enclave's vision. The United States of America is rightfully ours. We are the country's successor. I believe that with our world-class equipment and facilities, we can take back what's ours through use of force. Yes, and I'm in your debt for it. I don't know if this will give you much comfort, but this was the only choice any of us had. Myers found mention of a beryllium agitator in both that Institute holotape as well as the dossier you acquired. Myers found mention of a beryllium agitator in that Institute holotape you brought him. Search their offices. Eavesdrop on conversations. You might find something you can use to cause an accident. That could work, but the truth is, I think her FEV work is invaluable. I just disagree with the format it's being used in. I'm hoping we could have her create a localized delivery method. Something to give our troops the edge against hostiles. What I'm going to propose sounds extreme. Is extreme. But there really is no other option. General Ward firmly believes in the Senator's plan, and we don't have the authority to stop the FEV distribution system from being built. I'm afraid the only choice we have is to eliminate Senator Matthews and General Ward. I won't be allowing the FEV to be released into the atmosphere, but I do still want Dr. Kane to continue her research. I'm sure she can weaponize it in a more direct way, to make our troops' lives easier. And for that, we still need a lot more power for the labs. I urge you to reconsider. I don't want to do this, but if you won't join me, I can't risk letting you live. I'm relieved to hear that, Major. Good luck, Major. You're doing the right thing. I know this is a lot to take in. Damn. I found out about those Enclave survivors you rescued from the Harper. I applaud you for it. You seem to share my values. Ever since you brought those stranded Enclave remnants on the Harper back to base, I got the impression we were on the same page. Loyalty to our fellow soldiers comes above all else. You're a good officer. We've worked together long enough for me to see that. I'm sure you see the importance in loyalty to your fellow soldier, rather than committing them to certain death for a select few's misguided vision. High Command's response is definitely a concern. There's no doubt they're pushing for the FEV's worldwide deployment, too. Unfortunately, all we can do is be hopeful that they're accepting of my leadership, and that I can run enough interference to derail the plan. If not, we'll have to figure it out. I know that isn't the answer you were hoping for. I know you're light on information, but time is of the essence. A vertibird is being prepared for you at the police station. Captain Peterson has been briefed. Talk to him. And get that beryllium agitator from Mass Fusion. I'll get back to the oil rig and try to handle the fallout from General Ward and Senator Matthews' deaths. Good luck, Major. We can't let this happen. The Enclave's about to make another enemy. Something we're all too good at doing. By the way, if you get found out, I'm not going to be able to compromise my position and bail you out. So be careful. I've known him for many years. He always pulls through. This goes far beyond that. I wish I could agree with that. I really do. Their deaths need to look like an accident, and they need to die together. That's our best chance at keeping suspicions low. First, let me take that hypersonic vaporizer off of you. I'll get it to Dr. Kane. I thought I could trust you! What have you done? You've damned us all! Damn it! You've left me no choice. Comms have been going crazy. A vertibird crashed at the oil rig shortly after takeoff. Getting back to Myers and the oil rig's power situation, we need to talk about mass fusion, Major. Major, you should give the beryllium agitator to Myers. Honing in on their lungs, then. I spoke to Dr. Kane earlier, and she mentioned wanting to show me something in the labs. You should join us. Our immediate priority should be to weaponize this FEV in some form of grenade. Equipping our troops with a localized, highly lethal way to tackle irradiated hostiles will be crucial as we occupy more of the Commonwealth. Who by? I understand. And that's why we'll be taking a measured approach to deploying the FEV. If we were pushing forward with the Senator's plan, I'd agree. Keep the faith, Major. We'll use this sensibly. I imagine the strain you were working with was designed for a very different purpose. Shit! Major, I need you to assist the troops in the defense. Do what you've got to do. I understand your hesitation, Major. Being enemies with both the Brotherhood of Steel and the Institute isn't ideal. If it's any small comfort, I don't think we could have avoided it. We need equipment for our troops, and we need the FEV to contain the mutant threat. We've got to send them reinforcements. Get the vertibirds ready to transport the troops ASAP. Do you want to start the test? No. My word is final, Doctor. We're going forward with the development of FEV grenades, and that's that. Ghouls and supermutants, all dead. Surely it wasn't that easy, was it? It just means we can finally keep the factory running while Dr. Kane and her team keep refining their FEV formula. Before the upgrade, the reactors couldn't cope with supplying both facilities simultaneously. You shouldn't have leaked information, Corporal. I can see why you've been requesting more test subjects. I understand the sentiment. I'll do it. What's going on? I think so too. Move out. Let's see what you've got, Doctor. So, what have you got for us here? That it will. And we have you to thank for it. That's a shame, but it's good progress nonetheless. Interesting. It could still be an effective weapon for our troops. All things considered, that went smoothly. Well done. You can't argue with the results. Now everyone can focus on their work, rather than worry about power budgets. Let's finish this. The people of the Commonwealth now know what happens if they resist our rule, which we'll start to enforce soon. That they were. We're well on our way to establishing ourselves in the Commonwealth, and this show of power was an important step. There's still a way to go, I'm afraid. The Brotherhood of Steel would have been a constant thorn in our side, and now we can rest easy. Thanks to you. We can use this to give the Brotherhood a taste of their own medicine. There'll be a few, yes. That said, they've been dealt a serious blow, and I don't think they'll be a credible threat for the foreseeable future. Missiles en route. Splash due in a couple of seconds. They had a habit of meddling in things that didn't concern them, didn't they? One less thing to worry about. It'll be a long time before the Brotherhood of Steel will be able to retaliate. If at all. Look at that. Good work, Major. But we can't rest yet. Something serious has come up. Talk to Captain Peterson to launch the attack on Site Gamma. Our intel shows the Brotherhood has moved into an old test silo north of here, known as Site Gamma. They're preparing to launch a missile against the oil rig. It'd wipe us out in an instant. If that doesn't send a powerful message to them, nothing will. We should be able to take the vertibird to watch the destruction. Let me know when you're ready to go. The Institute? What do they want? I don't like this. But all right, I'll be there soon. Let's talk at the oil rig, Major. We'll talk back at base. I'm not blind. Dr. Armstrong clearly has a loose definition of loyalty. But I'm sure we can keep tabs on him if we were to join forces. I'm sorry, but we don't. There's absolutely an element of risk, I'll give you that. Really. I think the chance to incorporate their resources is too good to pass up. I've got to say, I wasn't expecting the Institute to reach out. What did you want to discuss? That's a fair argument. There's a chance we'd have to deal with some covert subterfuge. Let's be honest, you didn't come here for pleasantries. What do you want? No chance for peace with the Institute now. We're going to have to take them out. Yes, and after what happened at the Army Depot, I think we should try to avoid more conflict until we recover. I understand the hesitation, but I think there are too many potential benefits not to give this a try. Thanks for coming. Major, try to pay attention, please. You know, his offer is tempting. I guess we have the Institute's undivided attention now. We're launching an attack on Site Gamma immediately. And you're on the operation. Captain Peterson knows about Site Gamma, so he'll head the operation. Let's teach the Brotherhood a lesson. Time's a luxury we don't have. What sort of situation? We'll get the Pride Wind's coordinates dialed in and launch the missile at it. Yes, what is it? Of course, first we need to consolidate. We can't risk overextending ourselves. Just say when. I'll stay here for a while. We can talk about what's next back on the oil rig. This moment's going to go down in history, you know? This is the moment everything changes. If you'd like to join me, Major, I'm not quite sure where this'll go. Remarkable job, Major. I knew I could count on you. Ready to go, Major? Thank you. I'm sure we can avoid that. I think so too. You'd turn your back on the other division heads? Just like that? 3 days? I've got to admit, I wasn't expecting that. Can we have a moment, please? I think we'd make them divert focus away from their synths and instead look to improve food and water production. We have limited hydroponics facilities on the oil rig, and they could stand for improvement. I'm sure the troops would appreciate better rations. Need you here, Major. The oil rig is well equipped already, but having the Institute bolster our scientific staff would be invaluable, don't you think? It also gives us a way out of our current conflict with the Institute with minimal casualties. Exactly what I'm thinking. Dismissed. Looks like we're going to have to take them out as soon as we can, before they do some real damage. Getting access will be tricky. I'm going to arrange a meeting at the oil rig to discuss plans. Meet me there, Major. We'll do it. I think this plan could work well for all of us. I'll assign the Major here to help carry out your plan. We'd keep some troops garrisoned in the Institute to ensure they aren't a threat. Talking this through with you, I do think it's in our best interests to work with Dr. Armstrong. We hold all the cards anyway. Let's go back outside and talk to him about the next steps. Maybe the risks do outweigh the benefits. You're right, Major. Let's go tell him we're not interested. Yes, but your opinion's invaluable. What kind of proposition? All right. I look forward to working with you, Doctor. Hostiles inbound! Engage! Engage! Let's rendezvous here in 3 days, and we'll see if we can kick off the plan. Doctor, to be honest, I think we just have a binary choice here. Either we cooperate with Dr. Armstrong and put the Institute to work for us, or we eliminate them entirely. We can't risk letting anybody else get their hands on Institute tech, after all. I see your point. Between the oil rig and the army depot, we can probably make do. As I said, the oil rig is well equipped, but it only has so much space. Our science team would love more lab space, don't you think? Over here, Major. We'll talk inside. Let's get back to Dr. Armstrong. A shame we couldn't make it work. I'm cautiously optimistic about this. Welcome back, Major. Talk to Dr. Armstrong for your orders. Please take this situation seriously. Join me at the oil rig. I'll organize a meeting with the others to plan the attack. Dismissed, Major. I think that's it then. The only choice we have now is to take them out before they attack us, and they will. I'll let you know when I have news. Dismissed, Major. Everything now rests in Dr. Armstrong's hands. I'm not sure how long we'll have to wait. We weren't finished. Good luck, Major. You can do this. I wish there was another way. Destroying them outright is a waste. But the fact of the matter is, they know we tried to infiltrate them now. Any goodwill they may have had towards us is gone. And I'm sure they're planning an attack on us as we speak. Where are you going? We've got important matters to discuss. I mean, we need to destroy them and their facility. The truth is, we don't have the manpower to run the Institute all on our own. And we can't let it fall into other people's hands. Damn it. We've given up a huge opportunity here. You should talk to Dr. Armstrong. Good to see you in one piece. I need you to focus. Major, how did it go? I knew I could count on you, Major. You delivered once again. Although, weren't you supposed to teleport here when you were done? Did something happen? I have some noisemakers for you, Major. You might need to draw people away from certain places. Come sit here, Major. Looks like that worked. Let's go. 3! Good luck, Major. One last push. What can we do about the jammers? Once the coast is clear, you'll dismount from your vertibird and join the rest of the ground force. We'll then fly in the explosives team, who will use Myers' prototype charges to breach the Institute. Make sure you cover them. First things first, we need those jammers running again. Myers? That sounds simple enough, aside from all the synths in the way. Major, we're counting on you to get those fuses installed. We need a way into the Institute so we can destroy them before they can do real damage to us. They're located underneath the original Commonwealth Institute of Technology, but there's no direct path in. Anyone have any suggestions? The squadron will fly directly towards the Institute. Have you missed the fact that there's hundreds of synths here right now? We can't do anything until we've gotten rid of them. Everyone else? We'll go over the plan at the crack of dawn. Dismissed. 1! Fire in the hole! Get those charges ready for us, Myers. Major, please join me in the war room. 2! The explosive charge will go off once you're outside. And then we'll finally be safe. 4! Thanks for coming, everyone. As you know, we've been enemies with the Institute ever since we recovered the beryllium agitator. Prototypes? When you're inside, you'll need to get to their reactor. You should be able to place a charge in its core and then evacuate. 5! Hostilities have been limited to small firefights here and there, but I'm expecting the ferocity of their attacks to step up. Maybe, but I'm not sure we have an explosive that's powerful enough. You single-handedly ruined any chance we had for a peaceful resolution with the Institute. I thought I could trust your judgment. Maybe I was wrong. When you approach the Institute, you'll probably come under heavy fire. Get back! Sure could use your assistance, Major. What were you thinking? I'm assembling a vertibird strike force and you're on it. Captain Peterson and yourself will depart from here. Sounds like we have our way in. Some of their agents managed to disable the teleporter jammers and now their synths have been arriving in droves. It's one of the most defendable places on the oil rig. And we hope that synths wouldn't be able to teleport this far down. Sadly, that didn't pan out. Please, step up to the map. We have a lot of wounded troops, but we can't give the Institute the chance to attack us again. I can't believe they got here so soon. We find ourselves in your debt again, Major. But we have even less time than I thought. Didn't think I'd let you have all the fun, did you? We're right behind you, Major. I need you out there, Major. You need to get those jammers running again. There's still synths out there, Major. I'm glad to see you've still got the appetite after everything you've been through. We're committed now, Major. Maybe there was another way in the past, but now, it's them or us. Go ahead, Major. We'll be able to detonate it from a good distance away. That should take care of the Institute. We've planted the charge, Myers. Time for us to get out. This is a big moment. Relish it. With no more Brotherhood or Institute in the area, nothing can stop us from becoming the most powerful of the Enclave detachments. High Command is going to demand an explanation as to why I've altered the FEV project, but I'm confident we'll have the upper hand in those discussions. We're well positioned to take power in the region. Nothing will be able to stop us. By the looks of it, we got lucky. The reactors are still intact. It's just a matter of inserting the dampening coils and nuclear agitators. You should be able to find spares in the reactor room, probably in containers. This is important. You need to insert the agitators in the lower insertion point and the dampeners in the upper insertion point. Don't mix it up. I'll power on each reactor as you insert the components. When both are on, I'll be able to restore the defenses. Just be careful. I'm reading a rad leak in there. There should be some equipment around here that can help protect you if you need it. One last thing. Those bulkheads will lock behind you to contain the rads. I should be able to unlock them once the reactors are on. Good luck. I'm Colonel Whitehill. I served here under General Douglas up until 2279, when the lab suffered a containment breach. After that, everything fell apart. Those of us that didn't die abandoned the oil rig and either went into hiding or deserted. Those things are ghouls. The labs were working on some sort of project to create and use them as fodder. It went very badly. The oil rig's defenses were down, so we were sitting ducks. I returned here a few days ago with salvaged equipment to repair the targeting computer. It's all in place now. The only thing left to do is restart the reactors and the defenses should do the rest. All right, first things first. Take this ID card. You're gonna need it. The oil rig's currently on lockdown. If we want to get to the reactors, we need to override it. To do that, you need to send an override command from the terminals of General Douglas, Dr. Richmond, and Senator Clark. Let's move out. I'll have a look at the terminal and see what the situation is. General Ward? How? I've seen your files, sir. You were supposed to be here 200 years ago. What happened? You need to hurry up. We've got a small window of opportunity before more ghouls show up. I assumed you understood the urgency of our situation. Hurry up. Are you ready to restart the reactors? That should do it. We need to head for the reactors now. The entrance is back in the military ops building. This won't be easy. There's a lot of ghouls roaming the oil rig. Are you ready? We're here. This is the reactor control room. Are you ready to restart the reactors? Okay, where were we? What have you done? The reactor's going to explode! We don't, but I know where we could find it. You probably saw the USNS Harper stranded not far from here when you flew in. It was the oil rig's primary supply vessel. During the evacuation, some troops tried to flee on it. I assume the ship broke down not long after. I don't know what happened to those on board, but if anywhere has the equipment we need, it's there. Permission to speak, sir? When we lost the oil rig, we also lost the ability to communicate with other outposts in the region. I don't know how many of those outposts are still around, but if we could bring the comms equipment back online, we could order them to regroup here. He told me about Vanessa. I don't know what's going on, but this has the Institute's fingerprints all over it as far as I'm concerned. We can speculate later. I want you to track down the general. He didn't take many troops with him, and he may need backup. He took the vertibird. As I said, I don't know where, but you should be able to track it with this transponder. The frequency's 98.78. I recommend starting from the vertibird facility. It should be able to amplify transponder frequencies. Good luck. I'll take care of establishing the perimeter. The general was right. Securing this depot was a masterstroke. Defensible? Full of supplies? Speaking of which, I'm not entirely sure where General Ward has gone. I've never heard of the Fury Company before. Probably some new mercenary outfit, if I had to guess. Hello, Lieutenant. Good work killing the remaining mercs. You're no match for the Enclave! Can't talk right now. Maybe later? Wish you... For the Enclave! I'm taking you down! You won't leave here alive! Time to die! I'll let you know if I need you. Open fire on those targets. Weapons hot. Targets locked. Engage! Well, that's that. I'm going back to base. We'll give General Ward the news when you've completed your mission. I'll talk to you later, Captain. Like many, I was born into the Enclave. I carried out my training over at Raven Rock in D.C., and then transferred here shortly before it was destroyed. General Douglas spent most of his time overseeing the lab's work, so I handled the operation of our field troops in the Commonwealth. Losing Raven Rock hit us hard. We were isolated. And when we had to evacuate the oil rig, most of us went into hiding. I had to watch so many die due to exposure out there. I couldn't take it. That's why I came back here, and ran into you. Thanks to you, things couldn't be better. We all owe you for what you've done for us, Major. They're going well. In fact, I can see a positive future for the Enclave. And it's all down to you. It's too early to get excited, but everything's falling into place. It's interesting that High Command has only now taken full interest in us. That must be down to Dr. Kane being here. I know some of the others are downbeat, but I'm optimistic about our position. Just a few weeks ago, I had to fend for myself in the wasteland. Now, I'm back at HQ. Yes, it needs a lot of work, but I'm confident in our abilities. We might be in a position to reestablish ourselves out there sooner than you think. Haven't you done enough? I haven't got any more orders for you, Major. Others might, though. Not at the moment. We're going to focus on regrouping until General Ward says otherwise. I'm not too confident that the Senator's plan for how we use the FEV is the right one, but I think it's best we leave it at that. The Senator and I were having trouble seeing eye to eye on something. I don't think it's appropriate to say anymore. General Ward and I have a lot to discuss. We can talk later. Sorry, not now. I have a lot on my mind. Join me in the labs. Dr. Kane says she has something to show us. You have to reinforce the troops at the Army Depot. You need to go to mass fusion ASAP, Major. I'd appreciate your backup at the police station. Open fire on the synths! I'm with you, Captain. Let's see what we can find out about Vanessa. Let's see what she has to say. Good work, Captain. I'll see you back at base. Dr. Armstrong should be back in a few days. Let's see where this goes. I'm glad you made it to the Institute and back in one piece. Looks like Myers pulled through again. Congratulations on the promotion, Captain. Hello, Lieutenant. Now that we have a moment to talk, I wanted to congratulate you on a job well done so far. Did you need something? Yes, Lieutenant? Captain? Major? Let's talk back at base, Major. I have to wrap up my discussion with Dr. Armstrong. Meet me at the AO. We need to clear the area of hostiles so we can free the hostage. We should find out what the officer knows. Let's rendezvous outside the bunker. Follow me into the bunker. We're finished here, Lieutenant. Head back to the oil rig. I suggest you meet us in the communications room tomorrow. Before we can bring the defenses online, we need to lift the lockdown. We've got 3 codes left to send from the department head's terminals. 2 more overrides before we can lift the lockdown. Just 1 more lockdown override before we can get to the reactors. We should have access to the reactors through the military ops building. Let's move. I need you to get the reactors ready before I can fire them up. We're done here. Let's get back to General Ward. You've done well destroying their command structure. I'll make sure everyone knows to shoot railroad agents on sight. I'll also deploy some troops to the former railroad headquarters, just to be safe. Thanks for recovering those weapons. I appreciate it. I appreciate you already taking out the railroad HQ, but we've also uncovered a safe house they've been using. Ticonderoga. I'm deploying a strike team there, and I want you to join them in clearing the location out. Good. Time's of the essence. Try and focus, please. They're clearly hurting for equipment. That, and I can't imagine they're happy about what we did to the Institute. Either way, it's time to go on the offensive. Efficient as always. Good work. I'm deploying troops to the railroad HQ. If nothing else, they might find something useful to us. Thanks for the assistance. We're in a strong position these days, but the last thing we need is to get bogged down by these guerrilla fighters. So before we let it come to that, we nip the issue in the bud. I'm deploying a strike team to the Old North Church. I want you to link up with them and take out the railroad leadership. Report back to me once you've completed the mission. So the railroad made a move on us? We'll hit them hard and fast. I'm deploying 2 strike teams. 1 to the railroad headquarters at the Old North Church and another to their safe house in Ticonderoga. I want you to join the attack on the Old North Church. The team at Ticonderoga will launch their assault simultaneously. Your enthusiasm is infectious. The station will still broadcast some of his inspirational speeches for our loyal listeners. So from this point onwards, I'll be taking it upon myself to keep you updated on our progress. People of the Commonwealth, I wanted to let you know that General Ward is no longer available for these broadcasts. It's an enormous victory, not just for us, but for you as well. Together, we're embarking on a better future. For America. For the Enclave. We've had some constructive discussions, and it's clear we're working towards the same goal. Commonwealth citizens, I have some information for you about the Institute. I wanted to share a brief word with you all. From today, all credible threats to us in the Commonwealth have been eliminated. Residents of the Commonwealth, I wanted to let you know that going forward, you can expect to see more Enclave patrols. This was a necessary step in restoring safety and security to the state. And we won't stop there. Attention, everyone. This is Colonel Whitehill of the Enclave. Citizens of the Commonwealth, I have some good news for you. They're working for your safety, so make sure you keep out of their way. They have strict orders not to tolerate interference. We have eliminated the Brotherhood of Steel's presence in the region. They're gone. You'll be relieved to know that was us. We destroyed the Institute. They are no longer a threat to anyone. They made the questionable decision to attack us, and due to that, we've taken the decision to neutralize them for everyone's safety. People of the Commonwealth, I have some news regarding the railroad. People of Boston, I'm sure you all noticed the explosion that took place at CIT. So, going forward, we'll be working together for the betterment of our country. Don't worry about that. Anyway, I wanted to see the signal interceptor at work, and wish you good luck with your operation. A lot hinges on it. Good luck, Captain.
Need to stop beating this dead horse, admit it won't work, and move on. This is a terrible...
Major, plant that charge. There's no time to waste. Get to the reactor. Let's talk some more at the oil rig. Until next time. Dismissed, Major. You should also go find Lieutenant Fitzpatrick. He's got something prepared for you. That's a fair assessment. Thanks for that. We must stay vigilant. And remember that there are still threats out there that will resist our rule. Raiders, mutants, and even the Brotherhood of Steel. I won't lie. I'm not sure what to expect from High Command. That said, they've been cagey about their status ever since we re-established contact. They might strongly disagree with me not releasing the FEV, but I don't think they're in a position to do anything about it.
But we can take comfort in the fact that we've dealt them a significant blow, with the loss of their airship and the death of Elder Maxon.
Welcome to the Institute, Major. I take it the teleporter worked just fine? I never liked giving speeches.
And we can also take comfort in the fact that we have the resources of the Institute at our disposal.
The Army Depot has been fortified, and is now a training ground for promising new recruits. Our scientists are looking over the Institute's current work, and seeing what could be most helpful to us in the first instance. After that, the Institute will continue as a semi-autonomous extension of the oil rig's lab facilities. We'll also take advantage of their hydroponics facilities to help bolster our rations. Before I forget, take these. Prototype FEV grenades courtesy of Myers and Dr. Kane. Should pack one hell of a punch against mutants. Barrett should have some in stock if you need any more. As you all know, we've faced many hurdles over the years.
Now, we take fate firmly in our hands, ready to embrace a new future.
As far as I'm concerned, now's the time for consolidation. And a well-earned rest for you. Feel free to have a look around the place. I asked Dr. Armstrong to prepare a room for you should you need it. I need to wrap up a couple of things here. Let's talk back at base. Shouldn't be. Not to us, at least. We'll keep the synth program going for the foreseeable future. If anything, they could help bolster our troops. We've got unrestricted access to the Institute, and I've garrisoned a few troops to help Dr. Armstrong keep order. This facility is amazing, Doctor. I look forward to working with you.
And we can also take comfort in the fact that the Institute, arguably the only group that could have opposed us, is no more.
Many of us have lost our homes. This oil rig, Raven Rock, so many other bases.
We've been able to restore the oil rig to full operational capacity.
I agree. What was that? Something's here. Just heard something.
Intruder! Found you. We've got an intruder!
Cease fire. Threat eliminated. Target neutralized.
Found them. They're here. Target reacquired. Open fire.
Guess it was nothing. False alarm. Stand down. Seems clear now.
Lost them.
No visual. Stay frosty.
Damn it. Fall back. Retreat. Need to regroup. Oh, I'm hit. Where's my cover? Under fire. Damn it, I'm hit.
I'm not gonna make it. Are you following? You, feeling all right? Captain? Major? At ease. At ease, soldier. Stand down, soldier. Myers. Just wanted to say it's great to be working with you again. Working together again. Hard to believe, isn't it? I'm glad we found you. Give me a sitrep on the Boston City Center expedition. What's the situation at Concord? What's the status of Quincy? Bunker Hill. What's its status? Give me an update on Diamond City. 1 reactor is now online. Power restored. Stand by. I'm gonna start venting the rads out of there and get the defenses online. I flushed the radiation, but the bulkheads are still locked. I think getting the defenses online will unlock them. Wait, I'm picking up movement in the vents. Might be ghouls? The noise must have attracted them. Watch your back! I've almost got it. Just a little longer. Defenses online. The bulkhead's unlocked. We should deal with any stragglers and get back to General Ward. Meet me at the rendezvous location. Where is High Command? Do we still have a central headquarters? A word outside, Captain? You do? Incredible. You need to show these to General Ward right away. Good luck, and stay safe. I know his type. Barks orders around without concern of how feasible they are. Add an air of superiority, and I don't like him latching to the General the way he has. Anyway, it is what it is. There must be more, surely. You and I both. Looks a little more derelict than I expected. I'll be sure to pick up your tab at the mess hall next time. Even if the elevator is operational, we can't risk using it. High Command? The Joint Chiefs in Congress were pushing hard to have the oil rig reactivated to release FEV, resurrecting an old plan of theirs. But I wouldn't worry. There are always ways to deal with those sorts of problems. And I'd say the balance of power has tipped in our favor. Myers, I'm gonna need you to stay here and man the teleporter controls. We're counting on you to get us all out. Stay calm and keep your head down. You can do this. They'll have to brace themselves for a lot of changes. We should be comfortably outside the blast radius. Myers, you read me? We're done. Time to get out of here. So far, so good. Knew we could count on you, Major. Nicely done, Major. Look at the size of this place. Incredible. They must be able to produce a huge amount of food here. I know it's quiet, but stay alert at all times. There's definitely more synths inbound. You find that terminal. We'll cover your flank. I can always count on you. Good job lifting the lockdown. The Institute's going to throw everything they have at us. We're almost there, Major. We need to hurry. Institute reinforcements must be on their way. The future belongs to the Enclave! We'll drive out lawlessness. We'll drive out hostile mutants. And we'll eliminate those who stand against us. The people of the Commonwealth will have no choice but to see us as the de facto power in the region. Let me know when you're ready to return to the oil rig. I know the troops have been itching for a good speech. There's one I've been preparing, and evidently there's never been a better time. And since we don't have the Institute to worry about, we're in an incredible position. I expect there will be more remnant forces scattered around, but I doubt they'll be able to coordinate another large operation anytime soon. And the Institute! An organization that could have posed an enormous threat to us has been reduced to rubble. The Brotherhood remnants shouldn't be a threat to us anymore. But we'll keep the missile under our control just in case. Lieutenant, think we can increase the amount of air support available to squads patrolling the northeast? We can scale back operations in the south. Wouldn't be the same without you. Now let's get back to it. Nobody knows the oil rig like you. If anything, I'd say you're the most important person here. Anyway, we've got work to do. I'll let you get back to it. Hold her right there! Identify yourselves immediately before I open fire. This is a restricted area. General... We need to talk. There's hostiles all around and most doors are jammed. You need to go left and make your way up the catwalks. The door behind me still works. It'll bring you to the war room. Meet me in there. It's the safest place on the oil rig. It's like I told you. There's no way of telling a synth apart from a human unless you kill it. That's why people fear the Institute. I guess we'd better get to work. Got any leads for getting into the Institute? I don't like him, but he's right. How's the search for the Institute going? Let's talk outside. Someone directed you to Dr. Amari, didn't they? I'd suggest finding her. Living in Goodneighbor, you're bound to overhear a thing or two. She might be able to point you in the right direction. The information you got from Dr. Amari is promising. And a little worrying. Vertebrates are fast, yes, but teleportation? How do you counter that? Either way, it sounds like you need to head to the Glowing Sea and find whatever it was that Kellogg was looking for. If you've never been there before, be careful. Very high rad concentrations and deadly creatures. Quartermaster Barrett might have some gear to help counter that if you need it. You took down a courser. right? Got some sort of chip from it? I take it to someone who specializes in Institute tech. Sadly for us, nobody here does. You're gonna need the help of the railroad to get whatever's on that chip. They might not like talking to a stranger, but I'm sure they're pragmatic. They're going to want that chip. Finding them might be key. Honestly? No. The best I can say is just get out there and keep your ear to the ground. If I find anything, I'll let you know. As far as I know, no. So far, we've not had any direct interactions with them whatsoever. I guess it's lucky, in a way. Anyway, we ought to get back to base. I think the troops are going to want a speech, after all. See you there, Major. We need to be quick, before more synths show up. We have. For the time being, anyway. There's still a lot of hostiles out there, and High Command will not be happy with what I'm doing with the FEV project. Once we're at the reactor, you need to attach this fusion pulse charge to the core. We need to find another way in. Now, we need to get to that reactor. There's bound to be heavy resistance along the way. Come on, team, let's move out. Now this looks more like what I expected. Time for you to plant the charge. You can do the honors. Once you press that button, you cement our position as the sole power in the Commonwealth. I wouldn't be so sure. There's always more mutants and raiders out there to dispose of. We'll bring order to the people whether they want it or not. It's time to end this. Well, there's the reactor. Detonator's good to go, Major. What is there to say, Major? I owe you an enormous debt. We ought to leave, so we can detonate the charge and end this. My priority is the Enclave. The people of the Wasteland are just a means to an end. I understand the sentiment. We get them to believe they can't live without us, and we become untouchable. We can mold this land into whatever we want. Sounds like Myers is right. You've got to find the director's terminal. Stay focused. We'll make it through. Clearly an abandoned part of the Institute. Let's keep moving. We're done here, Major. We've got to keep pushing. We've got the firepower advantage. Keep the pressure up. Major, you've got to get to that terminal. After so long, we have finally made real progress. We've succeeded where others have failed. Now, I don't think I've got any more missions for you. I'd like to think Dr. Armstrong's goals are aligned with ours. That said, that's one of the reasons I've got troops here. A show of force never hurts. We're the strongest detachment of Enclave forces, and we'll only grow stronger! Same to you. Don't forget to check in with the others from time to time. They may have some things you could help with. Some of the others may have tasks you can help with, but as far as I'm concerned, you should have some R&R. You might want to check in with the others from time to time. They might have minor tasks you can help with, if you say so. North Boston Police Department is ours, and has been supporting our operations in the city. We've had to endure loss time and time again. But we can take comfort in the fact that they've suffered a major defeat, with the loss of their airship and the death of their elder. It's like I told you. There's no way of telling a synth apart from a human unless you kill it. That's why people feared the Institute. Time to go. Please, come to the conference hall. I hadn't realized there was such a large Brotherhood remnant force around. Thanks to you, we've survived another day. I understand your concern, Major, but yes, it is necessary. We were severely bottlenecked with our reactor situation. We need the factory operational, and Dr. Kane needs to continue working on her FEV. This was the only way. I see. Dismissed. Understood. You're dismissed. Interesting. Lieutenant Fitzpatrick, I'll need transportation to the Army depot in a few days' time. Can you arrange that? We're going to be moving some high-value equipment from the Army depot to the police station soon. Can you arrange cover? It's time to teach the Institute a lesson. The troops are waiting. Go finish this, Major. Not now! All right. Speak later. Understood. This is when the squad will disembark. Except you. You'll provide necessary fire support from your vertibird.